Good morning, and welcome to Morning Perspective. We are out in the mobile studio today, aka the truck, and we're coming to you with a topic today that I think everybody will be a little bit surprised by. How this will impact you. I think everybody will find something interesting out of this. And the topic is about how your perspective and your thinking, your thoughts, will actually just create what happens to you today. So as you guys know, or as you can see by all the car seats in the back, we've been traveling. So we've been on the road now. We left last Wednesday. So today is a week. So our family's been on the road. So routine's been a little bit hectic, a little bit off. Usually I'm sitting down in my office at my desk. I've got everything kind of lined out and know what I'm going to do for the day, and it's super organized. And so my routine's been a little bit off. And so this topic really started, this is one that I kind of needed to talk about. Good morning, Dean, Brian, Lydia. What's happening, guys? Thanks for jumping on here. This is one I needed to talk about for myself, but hopefully, broke down in Guadalajara, man. That's not good. Hopefully you make it back by tomorrow. You're supposed to be home, right? Justin, what's happening, man? Good morning. So, at any rate, I wanted to talk about literally how you approach your day, and I was thinking about it this morning. So I woke up this morning, I was just not quite myself, just kind of dragging around, not feeling 100%, just kind of tired, off my routine, off my schedule. And I wanted to talk about how that will spill into your day if you don't get control of it. And so, there's a lot of different emotions that we feel literally instantly when we wake up. Good morning, Carrie Ann. Thanks for jumping on. When we wake up, there's a lot of emotions that we experience that you probably don't even recognize, right? So you might wake up and you might have some stuff going on in your life, and so you might be worried or concerned, or you might be excited if you have something that's new coming on, going on in your life. And so if we don't get control of those emotions and we kind of just let the day run us instead of us running the day, it ultimately will spill into whatever that emotion is, will dictate your day. So if you wake up and you allow a worried emotion to kind of just spill into your day, then don't be surprised when you have an up and down day. It's just how it works. And so, this morning, to share with you guys, I wake up every day, I go through kind of the same routine. I literally just think about what I'm thankful for as soon as I wake up, spend a couple of minutes being grateful just for being alive and for having an opportunity to live another day. But then there's still these other emotions and other things that are going on in our heads that tend to dictate how our day starts. And so we have to recognize those things, because those emotions, that's kind of your baseline of just where you go when you're not really thinking about it. And so it's really, really important for you guys to just recognize that feeling. How do I get control of that feeling? We're going to talk about it, Trisha. It's critically important for you guys to recognize that you're having those emotions and feelings, and then literally just take control of it by recognizing it and then saying, I'm not going to do that. It's literally that simple. It's so this morning I woke up and I started thinking, man, I got so much to do. I'm down here actually, spending the week working with Trisha. She's new to our team. She's on this stream here, and we're trying to get things situated. Well, a lot of that type of stuff is, not super productive work. It's we got to get a computer set up. We got to get all kinds of stuff, get email set up, get her in touch with all these different people. And it doesn't feel like you're making a lot of progress. And so that can create, good morning, Eli. What's happening, man? Watching in Central Time, baby. So that can create a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of a feeling of not getting enough accomplished. And so you start to, feel those feelings sneaking in, right? The not good feelings versus, man, I'm excited. I've got a lot going on. I got a new thing going on. And so what you have to do is literally just spend some time setting your intentions. It sounds so simple, and most of the stuff that I talk about on here is really that simple, but it's like, what do I actually want to feel like today? What am I actually going to do to make that happen? And it's truly that simple. It is not a complicated thing for us to live happier lives, thinking the way we want to think, having a better perspective. It's just about choices. It's about choosing how you're going to feel and going back to the process that made you feel that way in the first place is the most important thing that you can do. So, what are the things in your life that make you feel most accomplished? So for me today, I will still spend the day with Trisha, but I'm going to spend some time doing the things that make me feel accomplished and that will make me feel like I'm back on track. So those will be, sales related activities, phone calls, follow-ups, all of those things, the basics. What's happening, Tim? Good morning, man. For any of you guys, by the way, Tim is throwing an event in Columbus, Ohio with Grant Cardone. And 10xcolumbus.com is the event. If any of you guys are able to make it to Columbus for this event, Tim, if you could drop the link in this stream and then tell everybody what dates it is. I don't want to mess up the dates, but I would highly encourage you guys look into this event and grab a ticket. I will be there, and I would encourage you guys to be there as well. Good morning, Judd. What's happening, Zach? But getting back to the topic, it is truly about just setting your intention and getting back to the basics of what makes you feel productive and fulfilled. And so if you go into the day and you don't set your intentions, then you will get whatever the day delivers to you or whatever the people around you deliver to you. But if you set your intentions and you go into the day with a mindset, some of the things I wrote down, you go into the day worried, then you're going to have an up and down day. If you go into the day excited, you're probably still going to have a bit of an up and down day, right? You have an emotion that's excited, but it's not really controllable, right? But if you go into the day setting your intention of what you're going to be productive doing, and you have a mentality to dominate the day, to not use a cliche word, but like, if you're going to control the day can't control you. If you have the right intentions and you move forward into the day with exactly what you're going to do, the day's only going to throw things at you. And if you have the right intention, you can push them to the side and just keep going and be productive and get back on track. And by the end of the day, you're going to feel very different. And so for me today, I've got a call this evening at 7:00, a coaching call. And so I'll work all day. I'll spend some time with the family. At 7:00, I go from, 7 to 8 o'clock, talking to somebody on the phone, advising them on their business. And I guarantee you when I get off that call at 8 o'clock, because of the process I'm going through this morning, that I will feel like this Wednesday, I dominated it. I owned it. And so for you guys out there that are looking to get, more out of your days, more out of your life, and how you start to create progress and momentum in a big fashion in your life that eventually creates more opportunities, more income, more whatever, more of whatever you want, it starts with setting an absolutely certain intention on what you're going to do every day. I talk a lot about morning routine, and honestly, in full transparency, I've been off my morning routine because I'm traveling. I got the kids with me. We're not in my normal environment, and so some of these things that I normally do, they fall off. And so this morning, I'm going to cut this stream a little bit short because I'm going to sit down and I'm going to check every box on the list of things that I typically do. I did that in the house. I, made sure that I took my supplements, which I haven't been taking the last couple of days because it requires me putting it in a drink, mixing it up. It's a couple minutes and I had to run out the door. So I took the time to do that. But what I'm trying to do this morning is set my intention and create some rhythm in my day so that when I step into the day at 8 o'clock, right, and I have a call at 9 o'clock with my team, I have a high level of energy, I have momentum, I have confidence, I have all of those things that are required for me to function at the highest level that I possibly can. And that is absolutely how your thoughts and your perspective on what today will be will actually manifest into what the day becomes. If you don't have intention for how good today is going to be, and you're not thinking about how good it's going to be, then you're going to get what the world and the people around you deal you. And usually that's not good. I can speak from experience that when I'm just kind of on cruise control, it doesn't end up well. Exactly, Tim. Set it and take massive action. You know, Tim is having Grant Cardone at his boot camp. If you guys have never read the 10X Rule, Be Obsessed or Be Average, Sell or Be Sold, are three of the books, my favorite books that Grant has written. The 10X Rule, it is literally, it's as simple as, and you know, when I read the book, I'm like, man, what a simple concept that this guy took and just exploded into something that helped millions of people, right? But it talks about just taking massive action. So you can't have a bad day when you are taking massive action in a singular focused direction. You just can't have a bad day because you're accomplishing what you set out to accomplish. You don't create a list of stuff to do for the day that's useless. Nobody writes down a bunch of useless stuff on a piece of paper. Most people write down a bunch of stuff that they need to accomplish, and then when they get through that list, they actually feel accomplished. It's a very simple concept, but most people don't do it. And so I talk a lot about your circle. You know, these guys, so Tim and his son own Kaufman Media in Columbus. You want to talk about taking massive action. I don't know what it cost them to make the commitment to put on this event that they're putting on, but absolutely, they took massive action to help a lot of people by bringing this conference to Columbus, to bringing it to their home state, to be able to help the business owners and everything around them, help their community, and bring somebody that they believe could change some lives in Columbus, Ohio, and surrounding areas to their city. Well, they can't not be productive by taking that massive action because now they've committed. Now they have to deliver. Now they have to put people in the seats. They have to make sure everything's lined up. They have to make sure the convention center is on point. Everything else that goes along with that. But the first thing they had to do that was take the massive action to commit to doing it. And most people, that's exactly where it stops. They start to think about, what if we don't sell the tickets? What if we don't do this? What if we don't do that? What if this happens? What if that happens? And the reality is, I've watched these guys figuring this out on social media, how to get people there, how to market it, doing live streams every day to promote it. That is what it takes. It doesn't take having all the answers to have a good day. It doesn't take not having challenges presented to you throughout the day to have a good day. It takes setting your intention and marching in that direction regardless of the circumstances. And if you do that enough times, back to back to back to back, you're going to string together a list of wins in your days that turn into unbelievable accomplishments in your life. You know, people look at successful people and they say, man, I should build a company like that, or I should do those things that person's doing. And that's cool. That's how it usually starts. The problem why most people don't ever achieve it is that they can't do it enough days in a row to make it a reality. And it doesn't just take having an idea. We were at friends' houses last night, and they own a restaurant down here. And I was talking to them. It's a successful restaurant in Plantation, Florida. It's called Vivace. If you guys are ever down here, it's an Italian restaurant. And he was talking about, like, kitchens busting at the seams. By all definitions, that restaurant is crazy successful. And we're talking about how many restaurants fail and the reasons why. And one of the reasons why is because most of the people, they don't take enough action. They're not at their restaurant enough. I said to him, I'm like, I bet you people think, man, I can work, if I just work 50 hours a week, or I'm there 50 hours a week. It's not 50 hours a week. It's not 70 hours a week. It's not 80 hours a week. It's whatever it takes to be successful. And so on a day like today, where I start the day feeling a little bit off, Tim, what's happening, man? Craig, thanks for jumping on. When I start the day feeling a little bit off, the only way that I can get to a point that I can, for lack of a better description, punch today in the face is by taking massive action from the intentions of what I want to do today. And by the way, when I do this, I'm going to transfer this confidence, this momentum, everything that I've created this morning for myself, the energy that I have coming out of me, I'm going to transfer that to my entire team on a call at 9 o'clock. I'm transferring that, hopefully, to you guys through this stream. That's what it takes. If you want to be a leader in this world, you have to set intentions, and you have to, Tim just said it, it's not what you say, it's what you do. You have to say it, and then you got to back that shit up, because way too many people do this and they have no action to back it up. Don't be one of those people. Don't be a social media self-development star. Be a real life accomplishment star that makes you feel fulfilled, that impacts your life and your family's life. Listening to stuff like this doesn't make a difference in your life. It's taking this and taking action in your life that will actually change it. So if you wake up and you don't set your intention and you don't think about what you're going to accomplish today, don't be surprised when you get what the world gives you. And it's probably going to be a glass of average or nothing. That's just how it works, guys. And unfortunately, way too many of us string together days that we accept that. I did it for a long time in my life. You know what changed it? Getting the right advice, surrounding myself with the right people, and getting the people who were interested in only doing that, only being average, just putting them at a distance in my life. It doesn't mean that you still can't be friends with people, but you can't have them in your circle. They're not going to help you create the life you want. People that commit whatever it is, I don't know if it's $500,000, it's a lot of money, I can guarantee you, that Tim committed. People like that, by the way, I've never met Tim Alt in person. It'll happen in Columbus at this event. But I have respect for people that do that. Those are the kinds of people that I want to surround myself with, because they're going to make me better. They're going to make me braver. They're going to make me not worry about making those kinds of commitments. Because you know what happens? People like me who take action like Tim, they're going to promote my event if I decide to do that. Tim would do the same for me. All of these people on this stream are here for a reason, because they're looking for a little bit of an edge. They're looking for a better way to start their day. They're looking for whatever that is. But the reality is, you guys jump on here in the morning because you want something better than what you have. And I don't care if you're crazy successful, if you have $100 million in the bank. Most likely, the people that have $100 million, they're still looking for something that they want that's a little bit better than what they got right now. And they'll search for that, whatever it takes. And don't let adversity slow you down. March through it. Face it. Put your shoulders back and face the day. And whatever that adversity is, realize it's temporary, guys. It is small in comparison to your goals that you have for your life. When I look in the eyes of my children and I think about the stupid shit that I worry about every day, that I let get into my mind, it's like nothing compared to what I need to do, that when I leave this earth, my children can look and say, man, my dad was a pretty cool guy. He left it all on the field. Nothing else matters, guys. So whatever that is for you, if it's your family, if it's a house you want, if it's a boat you want, whatever that is, You need to set those goals and set what you actually want to accomplish. When you leave this earth, what do you want it to look like? Think about that stuff. And when you get out of bed and your back hurts or your knees hurt or you don't feel good or you didn't get enough sleep or the baby was crying last night for me, those things are nothing, guys. They're nothing compared to what you are set on this earth to do. And so when you get off of here, I said I was going to cut this short, but I'm long-winded, so I didn't really cut it that short. But when you get off of here, guys, take 5 minutes and think about what you're going to accomplish today. Here's the key. What are you going to accomplish today? And don't allow yourself to check out for the day until it's all done. That's it. Don't allow that to happen to you. Don't allow yourself the excuse of not doing something you set the intention to do. And if you do that, you're going to string together a bunch of wins, a bunch of days that at the end of the day you felt accomplished. And then you're going to create momentum. And those days start to string together. And the next thing you know, you look back and you say, wow, how different is my life? It happens to me fairly frequently. I try not to think about it too much because I'm focused on moving forward. But every once in a while, I look back and I say, like, wow, like, look how far we've come, right? Whether it's my team, top contractor school, all of that kind of stuff. I look back and I think to myself, man, how did I do that? And I'm giving you guys the insight of how I know that I've done that. And I'm not patting myself on the back. I've gotten this advice from other people, Grant Cardone being one of them. I listened to this guy and I thought, man, how simple that is if I can just implement this. And by the way, guys, I think Tim will probably tell you, Tim's been training with Grant for a long time. It's not about getting it right 100% of the time. It's about getting as close to 100% of the time as you can. When you wake up with those bad feelings, how fast can you fix it? The only difference, champions, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, all these guys, athletes, Tom Brady, they wake up feeling like crap too. The difference between those guys and the guys that ride the bench in the NFL is the amount of time that they spend in that negative state. If you don't spend a lot of time there and you just snap yourself out of it, like I tried to do this morning, I think I was pretty successful at it from how I feel right now. That's what it takes, guys. That's what it takes. And if you can if 80, 90, 95% of the time you're good, don't beat yourself up over the next 20, 10, 5% that you have to work on. Just keep working at it and start recognizing those moments as often as you can so you can correct it. That's all it is. It's straight up. Chris, thanks for jumping on, man. It is grit. You took the words right out of my mouth. It's the grit to push through. It doesn't matter what life throws at you. It matters how you handle it. And so when you wake up in the morning and you don't set your intention, I want you guys to remember this. Burn it into your brain. When you don't set your intention of how today is going to go and what you're going to accomplish, you will go through the day and get whatever comes. And I know this because it's happened to me this week. So I'm giving you guys a speech that I need to hear for myself. But I have gotten to a point where I start to recognize, man, I'm just a little bit off. And on those days, maybe I still get done a lot more than most people would in a day, but it's not my potential. It's not what I'm really capable of doing. And that's what I'm chasing. I'm not chasing good. I'm not chasing great. I'm chasing the best of what I have every single day. And it's hard as hell to get it. It's hard as hell to string together 100% days. Man, I feel like I really gave it everything I had today. So for you guys watching, Morgan, what's happening, man? I appreciate you jumping on. For all of you guys that are watching, and there is a ton of people that are winning in life on this stream right now, just make a decision to dominate this day And it doesn't matter what it throws at you. If you have the right intention and you're going to take massive action, it will be a small, tiny bump in the road that you experience before the rest of the day becomes just as fulfilled and accomplished as you could possibly feel. And at the end of the day, when you lay your head on the pillow at the end of the day, and you feel like you gave it everything you had today, there is no feeling like that, because you know you did the right thing for the world, you served others, you checked it. There's a million boxes that, for me, a successful day has those boxes checked. And when I feel like that, when I lay my head on the pillow, man, there's nothing like it. And that creates incredible momentum for the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. And the next thing you know, you wake up and you look back and you say, man, look at what I accomplished. How did I do that? It's one day at a time, guys. It's a choice to wake up, serve the world, do great things, set your intention, do all the things that are necessary for you to be the best version of yourself and for you to win in this life. And eventually you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, how did I do it? And that's how you do it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, please share it out. Thank you, Trisha, for sharing it out. But I think a lot of people need to hear this message. And a lot of people go through this on almost a daily basis. And so if there's anybody that you feel could benefit from this, share it to your page, tag them in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was good for me. This was like some self-medication for me this morning, a little self-talk while I'm talking to you guys. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 7:30 a.m.